It was Memorial Day in Jasper, Georgia. Dave and his wife Nancy had their extended family over. Kids in the pool, brothers at the grill, parents on the patio. The kind of holiday that feels exactly how it's supposed to. Their property is well suited for a large gathering, but it has a specific vulnerability. The backyard is surrounded on 3 sides by dense, open forest. At nightfall, the ambient noise of the party was cut by a sound from the tree line. It was a scream. Dave knew what the local foxes sounded like, but this was different. This was human. Every person at the table went quiet. They rushed the kids inside. Then, standing at the edge of the dark woods, the adults did what people naturally do when faced with a threat they can't see. They rationalized it. They told themselves it was probably just teenagers being loud in the woods. That psychological instinct to explain away clear signs of danger, normalcy bias, is a powerful tool for a predator. By deciding the scream was a prank, the family allowed a potential threat to remain in place, unaddressed. Many home intrusions aren't impulsive acts. They begin with watching. Dark peripheral geography offers a vantage point to monitor a home. Observers can map access points and track movement. An intruder may introduce a stimulus, like a scream, to test responses. By retreating inside, the family unwittingly signaled the outer perimeter was unmonitored. By treating the scream as a nuisance rather than a warning, the family left the observer with a clear, unmonitored path to the house. Around 10 p.m., the guests had left and Dave and Nancy were getting ready for bed. Then the front doorbell rang. Dave went downstairs, but didn't open the door. Through the wood, a man claimed to be a neighbor named Jack, asking to be let in because it was important. Dave didn't know a Jack in the neighborhood. He refused to open the door and demanded the man's exact address. The stranger went silent, and a moment later, Dave heard footsteps walking off the porch and into the dark. This wasn't just a strange encounter, it was a probe of the home's primary defenses. Often, an intruder will attempt to bypass a locked door using social engineering, exploiting norms like politeness or the urge to help. If the target opens the door, the hardest physical barrier is removed without force. Dave's willingness to be impolite and keep the door locked preserved the integrity of the house's heart perimeter. 2 hours later, Nancy woke Dave again. She had heard the distinct sound of the garage door closing. Because the garage door was manual, that sound was a confirmation. A human being had physically moved it. Dave grabbed a pistol and went downstairs. He found the door to the garage was still locked from his side. The intruder hadn't come through the house. They had entered the garage from the outside. Dave opened the door into the dark garage. In the corner, lit only by the red LED of a tool charger, was the silhouette of a person swaying slowly in the dark. Dave announced he had a gun. The figure instantly ducked under the partially open garage door and ran into the night. Having failed to manipulate his way through the front door, the intruder moved to the path of least resistance, exploiting a mechanical vulnerability in the manual garage. This transition from social manipulation to a physical breach shows a calculated escalation. When one point of entry held, the intruder moved to the next weakest link in the home's structure. Police arrived and searched the property, but found no physical evidence or signs of forced entry. The family was safe, but the lack of a crime scene left them with no closure. When you connect these events, the reality becomes clear. This wasn't a series of random coincidences. It was a night-long campaign. The scream, the fake neighbor, and the figure in the garage were all parts of an escalating attempt to find a way inside. It's a reminder that a locked front door is only one part of a defense. Secondary entry points, like manual garages or side windows, are often the first places an intruder will look when the easy way is blocked. If you experience anomalies like this, document and report them immediately. Creating a paper trail with law enforcement is essential, even if no entry is made, as it helps establish a pattern of behavior in your area. Surviving a situation like this often comes down to awareness. By recognizing the signs of an escalating threat and trusting his instincts over the desire for normalcy, Dave was able to keep a predator from crossing the final threshold into his home.